Hello guys, this is Vysh. So we'll discuss July 21's Friday's editorial today, and today's editorials, it's not very lengthy and all. It's usually Fridays very small articles comes, and mostly it will be little judgments oriented and all. Before that, you are not regularly watching the episodes, so please make sure that people who are watching editorial watch from episode 1 till the episode 16 which we did, okay, because I see the view count as little different. Okay, the latest episodes have more number of views. Maybe you came to know about editorial now, that means you have seen it, but you have not seen the previous episodes because there the views is less. So please watch everything. It's in single playlist. Without that, don't proceed, okay, because there is continuity always. Like today also what we discussed, some of the articles were already discussed in the previous episodes, so we may not stress too much today on those things. Okay, so if you miss out those, overall in the exam paper also you will struggle to get the important points. Okay, so today's headlines I'll tell you first. The National Research Foundation Bill. Okay, now mainly because you know July 20th onwards, 25th this onwards, this thing is starting Lok Sabha's session. Okay, Parliament session happens 3 times in a year in India. That is the budget session which happened in February, then the monsoon session in July, and then there will be a winter session later in November, December. Okay, so budget, winter, monsoon, BMW, like that you can remember. 3 sessions happen. So that is why multiple bills will be discussed in the newspapers. So one is this National Research Foundation Bill 2023. Then we remember the wrestlers protest issue. So that again here full court case and the proceedings and those things are written here, CRPC, IPC sections. So it's not very interesting, but I will tell the most important points which I picked up from there. Okay, then the delimitation, again, if you see Friday, they give it in an interview format. So that you can do self-reading, but I will teach you the complete delimitation, the polity angle of it, the constitutional articles and everything related to delimitation. I will teach you with pictures. I will try to explain you. Okay, so delimitation is one important topic which we will discuss today. And then another bill, data protection bill, which we already discussed, data protection, digital data protection bill 2022. Actually, since last many years, government is trying to bring out this bill, but because of this privacy issues, none of the draft is being accepted. Okay, but this monsoon, it is expected that they will introduce it and pass it also. Okay, so that bill, little bit details. Then the same, which is repeating 3rd time now, BJP's alliance versus the Congress and other parties' alliances, NDA versus India. This already we have discussed in multiple videos, so, and it's politics also, so we are not going to discuss. And then Friday there will be picture of the week instead of charts. Okay, picture of the week, they'll show some picture. Here they have shown the flood which is happening in Delhi, which we discussed in detail in a few episodes back. Near the Red Fort, the Yamuna river has came till the land and under the bridge, if you see here. So it is told that long back in the before these things were built and all, Yamuna used to extend till there. Okay, so now whatever we took it back from the nature and we made buildings and structures, now the nature is taking it back from you. Okay, so that is how lot of pictures and cartoons and all are coming up in the papers. So this is the picture of the day, which is again not much important. If you are new to this channel, please read this. Okay, because about many things which I have told here, you are asking again in the comment section. Okay, notes you should make or not, this is the most frequently asked question. UPSC did not ask you to make notes. No teacher will ask you to make notes. This is not the first exam you are giving in your life, right? You have given your 10th, your 12th, your engineering or degree, whatever you have done exams. You will be studying. So that time, did anybody ask you to make notes? You made notes so that for your convenience, because the textbook language is tough, you made it simpler for your convenience and then you read that notes. This is the common sense. So coming and asking again, you at this age, about 21 years only, you can give UPSC. So you all are like mature enough. You want notes, you make notes. Don't do this, okay? Just because that topper made lot of color notes and all, you don't have to copy that. It was their convenience they made. Your convenience you make. It can be digital notes, it can be paper notes, it can be regularly or not regularly. Only what topics you need that you make. It's all your choice. Nobody will come and ask you how many pages of notes you made. Ultimately, you have to pass the exam. So don't ask these questions, which I call silly questions. And these are answered in the foundation. If you were people who saw my foundation, you will not ask these questions in the first place. So don't think by hearting some books or doing something what toppers did is called preparation. You are doing a wrong preparation. Please watch foundation and understand how to prepare first. First become an aspirant. Okay, you are all telling I want to become topper. First become an aspirant. Most of you are not even eligible to become aspirants. Okay, so this is not demotivating you. In the first, now June, July month, if I don't tell you this, 1 year you will have an assumption that you are doing right things. And finally, when all the others get ahead and when mock test and all comes, your marks get low, that time you will blame the teachers, you will blame the situation, you will blame your financial condition. All these things happen. Every year students do this. Understand whether you are an aspirant first, whether you are suiting UPSC or not, whether UPSC is suiting you or not. Everybody is not born for UPSC, and there's nothing wrong in that. Else if everybody becomes IAS and IPS, then what will others do? Or other vacancies, who will go and fill? So understand basics first, then go ahead in your preparation. Okay, these things, I don't think any coaching or teacher is telling you. They are just throwing the materials onto you and tell study, study, study. It won't work. Material studying is very easy, 6 to 12th NCERT. If you have a younger brother or sister, they will also be studying in 6 to 12th NCERT. So what is the difference between you and them? You have something else to understand. Why is UPSC asking you to read NCERT? So understand these points and then only go ahead with your preparation. Okay. So these are all the other things available. You can pause and read. So the first topic, delimitation. Delimitation is the process of redrawing boundaries of the Lok Sabha and state assembly constituencies based on a recent census to ensure that each seat has almost equal number of voters. Now this way, if I give a proper definition, which is there in your Lakshmikant textbook also, many of you will not understand. Okay, first thing is most of you would not have gone to vote. Okay, even we don't go to vote every time and all. Based on our convenience we go, even though that is the biggest right given to you in a democracy. We don't do that. So delimitation means, you would have heard, like suppose in whichever state you are, there will be different constituencies, and for each constituency there will be an MLA. Same like that in a bigger there will be an MP. So these things, so those people vote for their MLA, like you cannot vote for the other person. So each constituency is there and they vote for someone. So first thing is, how is this constituency decided? It is not usually like district wise or something like that. It will be population wise and geographical region wise. So that process, drawing that boundaries across India in such a way that equal people are voting one MLA. Okay, meaning if there is 10,000 in one constituency, there will be 10,000 people. They will be voting for one. Another constituency also is in such a way that there also the population is almost similar. There are also around 10,000, 12,000 people are there, and they also vote for one seat. Okay, so each vote has equal value or almost equal value. You cannot make perfectly equal in this 140 crore population and this much random seats, 550 seats in Lok Sabha and all. You cannot make correct ditto number, but that process, okay, and sometimes like if you see Assam, it keeps coming in news because Assam's delimitation had gone through various failures before time and also even now it is going on. Jammu and Kashmir, when we redrew the this thing, now it is 2 UTs. That time again we have to redraw because the voting pattern changed there. So Jammu and Kashmir and Assam you will separately see. All India's also you will separately see. So now the new census 2021 census did not happen because of COVID and all. So that is also debatable. Then another one thing is there, 2026 something is going to come. Those things I will teach you. Okay. So basically to make you understand the very basic thing. Suppose this is like the 4 constituency. Okay. Where population is 100 people are living there. Each will have, meaning totally they have to elect 4 MLAs. Okay. One from each region. So now everyone's population is correct. So vote value is matching for everyone. 100 people are selecting one this thing. You go to vote or not, that is different. But 100 people have voting power there. So 100 people are selecting one MLA in each of the region or each of the constituency. But will the population remain stable? By the time next election comes after 5 years, 10 years and all, the population will change. And also in India, you know, there are states mostly in the center and north where like it's given in the paper also, Madhya Pradesh, UP, Bihar, Rajasthan and all, they have not done any steps to control the population. Their population has been exponentially increasing. Okay, but in the south, in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and all, the population has gone down, or even if it's going up, it's not that much percentage, maybe 5% increase is happening. But above the north, it will be 30% increase in population per year. So what happens is, the people who did actually good things, who controlled population, who did family planning measures, they are getting a disadvantage now. Okay, lesser population means lesser MLAs you will select, you will have lesser representation in the state assembly and the parliament ultimately. Okay, so that is what happened. Suppose after 10 years, X plus 10 year, okay, 2000 and 2010, you assume. So there now, suppose the region 1 is some state which did not control their population, it became 600. State region 2, region 3, region 4 are the other states where they control the population. Okay, or within the state also you can consider, within the state different constituencies also you can take. So like this, other places we say 200, 150, 150. So they have controlled and did family planning measures. So it is lesser this thing. Now delimitation process will come. This is like after census only you will come to know, right? After 10 years of census you will come to know that population has changed. Now government will decide we have to redraw the constituency. Okay, same way we cannot do because 600 people will vote for one MLA. Other place only 200 people will vote for one MLA. The vote share, okay, one person, one vote concept will get problematic. So what they will do is, they will redraw. Okay, now like properly plus, you can see the proper division is there, 4 equal regions. Now we will take a small piece from, okay, small piece from region 1. Suppose that small blue color plot, okay, where 100 people are living out of that 600 in region 1. That we will merge with the region 2 where 200 people are living. So now consider that small blue box plus the region 2 as one constituency. Okay, that's a one constituency. So there now population will become how much? 200 plus 100 who is living in that blue area. Okay, same like that. A small piece in this side of 600, that region 1, where again 100 people are living, we will draw in such a way that that small blue box plus region 3 is one constituency now. So that having, instead of 150, now it will become 250. Okay, I will show you that picture also. And then again 4th region from this corner, we will give it to region 4. Okay, so imagine that picture will be like this. So the region 1 will be now a small piece where 3 edges are gone. Okay, it will go to the 3 other corresponding areas. And then the population will look something like this now. In the region 1, only 300 people are there now. Region 2, it became 300 because 100 we gave there. Region 3, it became 250. Region 4, it became 250. Okay, understanding the point? Now it looks almost equal now. You cannot make, as I told, perfectly equal you cannot make. But now, region 1, 300 people will vote for one MLA. Region 2, 300 people. Region 3 and 4, 250 people will vote. So almost equal kind of voting share happened now. So this is called delimitation. And this process is done by a team, a delimitation commission. Now who does it, what does it, the static part also I'll teach you. All these are not there in today's Hindu. Okay, today's Hindu, that debate they are debating, taking Jammu and Kashmir example, Assam example and all, that after doing this, after I teach you this, you go and read that, then it will be more interesting. You will understand what they are actually debating. Okay, so this is the basic meaning of delimitation. And the last time it was done in 1976. Because of this issue only, because population everybody is not controlling. So south states are not liking that you keep on taking new census and that population data, then we will get lesser number of representation in the assembly and the parliament. So that's why it is frozen now. What it was considered in the 76, meaning based on 71 census, obviously every 10 years only it will happen. That data is even now used for deciding the number of MLAs and MPs in the different this thing. Okay, in the assemblies, respective assemblies and the parliament. So I'll tell you the dates also. The state names you can see where population control did not happen. Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, where 10-year growth rate is 12% to 15% growth rate of population. Southern states where 6% and 10% is this thing. Okay, population increase. From 2011 to 2021, there was no leveling. Leveling means the way in which these people are controlling population is not still matching. But they are assuming that by 2026, because now many even North Indian states have started family planning measures and this 2-child policy and many things are happening, maybe leveling will take place after 26. So after 26, when is the next census? 2031. 2031 onwards, they will consider, take again a newer date, newer census data, then do the delimitation. Okay, but as of now, even now we are using the 1976 data or the 1971 census data. Okay. Then in 2002 was the last time they redrew the boundaries. Boundaries was redrawn. Okay, so the constituency's shape has changed. But based on that, they did not change the MLA MP count of each state. Okay, because else it will be disadvantage for the south. So that is why constituency boundary change has happened in 2002. But the count is still based on 71 census. Okay, these are just factual things you have to just memorize in your brain so that in your exam, in case a question come, you can use. This is an election commission website screenshot. There also delimitation very neatly. They have given the very small summary. This exact thing you can write in your exam if a question comes. Okay. It's also called boundary commission. Till date after independence, 4 times it has been set up. 1952, 63, 72 and 2002. Okay. In the 80s and 90s it did not happen. Okay. And these come into force when the president specifies. President is the one. This also you have to know. UPSC keeps doing these things. Instead of president, they will mention parliament. Okay. And when this is done, the copies is placed before the house, meaning before the parliament and the state assembly. But here they cannot change it. Not like they will again vote for it. They will tell your opinion, nothing. Whatever delimitation commission tell, it is final. Okay. You cannot modify it. This is the again extra information to provide the purpose why we are doing this, to provide equal representation to equal segments of a population 1 second. There is a technical issue. Okay, hope you can hear me. Sometimes the video part will get stuck, okay, where you are seeing me, it will get stuck. Just focus on the presentation, okay. So the purpose of delimitation is like to give that, as I told, equal representation to equal segments, and and then fair division of geographical areas, so that one political party doesn't have an advantage, okay, because some people will have some loyal bases in certain area. And then the principle of one vote, one value. These are the 3 exact points you have to also write when delimitation is asked, okay. Now legality and the steps. Article 82, Parliament enacted delimitation act after every census, meaning it's written in the constitution that this should be done, okay. Article 82. Article 170, states also get divided into territorial constituencies as per delimitation act after every census, meaning both the center and the state. Once the act is in force, Union government sets up a delimitation commission, and it is appointed by the President of India in collaboration with the Election Commission of India. So first time 1950-51 it was done. Composition, who is there inside the delimitation commission? Supreme Court judge, Chief Election Commissioner, respective state election commissioners. And if suppose they have some problem in between, they will take the majority's opinion, meaning out of 3, 2 people agree something, that is what is decided. It is a high power body whose orders have the force of law and cannot be called in question before any court. It is binding. You cannot change. Parliament, State Assembly cannot change. Okay. So aim, I told you, number and boundaries of constituency based on population becoming almost equal, and identifies SC/ST people, how much reservation or how much seats and these things are given in the parliament and places. Okay. Problem, I told you, southern states were promoting family planning. So if you consider latest population, they will have a disadvantage. So this is the biggest problem in delimitation. That is why till 2026 it is frozen, and we will still use the 71 data. Okay, as of present day I am telling. After now 23 it is. When it comes 2026 and beyond, maybe they will consider latest census to be taken. Okay, as of now you can till your exam to 2026, 27, 28 attempt also, till 31 census come, they are going to use the same constituency, same voting pattern. Extra GK fact, because many people don't know that in Lok Sabha how many seats is there, in Rajya Sabha how many seats is there. Now we have made a new parliament, you know, there the capacity about 800 people can sit together in Lok Sabha itself has made. That doesn't mean that many MPs are there, okay. That is just for future. They have built it already and kept, because in future all these things will increase. As of now in the constitution it is written 550, okay. In article 81, you can go and Google and see, article 81 it is written 550 seats in the Lok Sabha is the maximum capacity which they can accommodate, out of which 530 is from states representation and 20 from union territories. Okay, that exact breakup you can go and see in Lakshmikant. There is an appendix there, they have given. Rajya Sabha 250 is the capacity, 238 is the overall MP which is elected, and 12 is nominated. Okay, president can nominate based on certain things, like based on like people from different arts, social, like that different categories, service sector, you can nominate. Okay, that's why some film stars and all you see in Rajya Sabha, they're sitting in Rajya Sabha, because they were directly nominated. They didn't stand election and win. Okay, after that they'll maybe stand, but not if needed. But there is a category called elected MPs and nominated MPs. That is 238 plus 12, and it's written in article 80 for Rajya Sabha. One thing, if you see, Lok Sabha used to be 552 seats. Okay, because 2 extra seats was there for Anglo-Indian representation. But in January 2020, that time UPSC asked a question also based on this, because that time they abolished it. A bill came, 126 Constitutional Amendment Bill 2019, and finally it got passed as the 104th Constitutional Amendment Act, meaning the constitution itself we amended to remove that 2 extra seats. So 550 seats. Now seats is the maximum capacity. Okay, currently today's date, if you know, there is 545 people sitting in that 550 seats and 245 people in Rajya Sabha sitting in that 250 seats. Okay, this is the basic GK and this is the maximum you have to study on these topics. Okay, so this if you use in your exam, you will get extra marks. This term gerrymandering I saw in the paper, not in this today's paper, another paper, this is the same thing. In democracy, sometimes political manipulation happens, meaning they set up the constituency in such a way, the ruling party who is in power that time, in such a way that they get more votes or more representation in the center. Meaning suppose a party is there, they don't like maybe Muslims or they don't like any particular category or in this thing, they'll make in such a way that too many Muslims doesn't reach the parliament. Okay, so that is called gerrymandering. So it doesn't happen in India as of now, but this is a term which is like in foreign countries it is used, so you should know this. Okay, this is the meaning, manipulating the constituencies to get your people in the power. So before going to the next article, if you are liking what we are teaching, okay, now itself pause the video and put a like and put a comment like I am present or something, whatever you like. Okay, because next day when I come and see lesser likes and comments, I don't feel like putting efforts in gathering all this data. Till now, whatever I told you about delimitation is not there in today's Hindu. Okay, this is supposed to be a polity class or even a paid class or a paid test series. I am putting it free here. Okay, so that you get by the end of the year, you get good knowledge on every topic. So please do this exercise now itself, because at the end of the video, you just maybe skip it and then you end it like that. You don't like and comment. We need that. Okay, your fees is not what we need your likes and comments. So please do that. Second article, National Research Foundation NRF bill. So this is not a new thing. In every country there will be a research body, okay, where huge budget will be there from government also, from private sector also. So India also needs such a big body. Okay, so that bill is also going to be tabled in this particular coming monsoon. Okay, so what they are telling is, in USA there is something called National Science Foundation. In Europe there is something called European Research Council. That two names we actually mixed and we made our thing, National Research Foundation. Okay, national and foundation we took from USA, research we took from Europe, and we made our body. Okay, so that they are telling that up to 50,000 crore budget will be allocated for the next 5 years. That's the plan in the draft bill. We have to wait and see when it gets implemented. So obviously questions will come about the budget and all. So what is the bill suggesting is that more money should come from private sector, because in other countries nearly 70%, in China, USA, Israel, private sector contributes 70% of this thing. Okay, so in our this thing also 50,000 crore which you are telling, 36,000 crore should come from private sector. That is a suggestion by the government, and they are justifying it by showing the world data. Okay, now problem is, will private people be ready to give this much money for government research and funding and universities where we have to set up labs and workshops and all? Will the private sector be ready? That just one slide this author is discussing. Okay, here you can see it is unclear how such proposal can be executed. One suggestion is to have the fund private companies allot as part of their annual corporate social responsibility, CSR. I don't know whether you heard there is something called CSR fund. Like the big companies who have like this much 1,000 crore turnover and this much profit, there is a rule actually, 4-5 rules are there. This profit, this turnover, this much years of operation, then around 2% of your profit you have to give to the charity kind of thing. Okay, meaning something to like for education, for health, for maybe street lights. You would have seen on the, like in Bangalore and all, you will see in between on the roads, like TCS sponsored street lights will be there, or like trees are planted. These are all, they are contributing to the society. So corporates social responsibility, CSR. Okay, so that criteria you Google and find out what is the criteria. It will keep changing every now and then. So that thing now which they are doing by themselves, right? The corporate are doing, okay, 2% we have to give. They will do around their area, like I told, around their IT park, something they'll set up. So something based which benefits their communities, their people, they are doing, not like government is forcing them to do. Okay, so they are telling, can the government force them or give them some tax benefits, give them some incentive, and tell like, please divert this fund to this thing, National Research Foundation. Okay, so they're telling 70% of such fund are usually spent in health, education and sanitation project. So government not having much say, so please divert it now. That is the suggestion which the author is giving. Okay, and this NRF should work to create conditions which incentivize the development of private sector organization that see value in invention and developing proprietary technology. Meaning the companies also will maybe feeling like, okay, we need more research in our country because other countries are doing. Okay, if you see everywhere, artificial intelligence, robotics, any like even creating a social media platform, everything is done first by USA or Europe. Why is India not doing? Because we are not investing much in research. So find out such companies who will agree to these things and then ask them to divert the fund to the CSR fund to NRF fund. This much only is there. This article is only about this much. Now when the bill comes, we'll discuss more. Okay, we'll wait and see how it gets enacted. Now, draft Digital Personal Data Protection Bill 2022. So this, if you see, I have discussed 2 times. Again, they are telling a few extra points. In Europe, there was a bill in 2018 about which prelims question came. Same thing. General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR. UPSC question was like this: GDPR in news related to what? They put Australia, United Nations, European Union. Answer was European Union. So who reads paper easily every day? This is a very simple question. But that time again, 2018, many people told they are asking international current affair. You didn't have to read Europe's newspaper. You have to daily read Hindu or Indian Express. You would have solved it. Okay. So 2018, this thing came. So the author is telling India is not Europe, that you will make a very such big law and all very quickly, because if you see, this is considered as the most comprehensive law also in the world. Okay, the GDPR. So now after GDPR came also, they also faced a lot of challenges in implementing it, because bringing a paper is very easy. After that, implementing is tough. So India also must act in such a way that you make a law, it should not be like toothless in effect. Toothless means it's like it has no power at all. It is not able to punish people who break privacy laws, or there is nothing there, means then what is the point of bringing the law? So the law should be very carefully brought. So Indian government is likely to table India's fresh data protection law in the ongoing monsoon session, that is, as I told, July 20 to August 11. And the bill name is Digital Personal Data Protection Bill 2022. This is the 3rd attempt they are doing. Okay, 2018 they tried, 19 they tried, still the draft is not being accepted by everyone. Okay. Whatever was kept in public domain, people gave comments and told there are a lot of gaps in the bill. It's not going to be successful. It cannot be implemented in this fashion. So they are telling in this latest bill, it only protects personal data, meaning your name, your address, your very basic things, that will be protected. But there are other things, meaning using non-personal data, your personal data can be indirectly found out. Okay, like how much, like you go to Amazon or something and then start searching something at the night, you will see that same product is being listed in your Facebook site, or like Instagram ads keep coming, which you just 2 days back you were searching there, because all these people are sharing data in the backend. Okay, or the algorithm also works like that. What you search, that will start appearing everywhere where any other app you open. Okay, so this and all is not covered in the bill, meaning directly personal privacy is there, indirectly personal privacy getting hampered, that is not there. Okay, so that is what is written in the full thing. They are telling like Uber data and all. Uber writes how much you take and what timing is the Muslims prayers which happen 5 times. So based on that and that, if you compare, then you will find out, okay, this person is a Muslim because that time he is not using Uber. That kind of examples is like weird examples, but they have listed that about Amazon also, about Uber also. So that whatever I told you, that they are calling it as the yellow line, the second last, the process of re-identification of non-personal data poses significant risk to privacy. This only, meaning it is not personal data directly. Re-identification of non-personal data. With that, you are getting the personal data, right? So that process is not covered. So this DPDP bill is very limited in its scope. And so a simple and effective solution is like, as in the earlier versions, add some penal provision that provides financial penalties on data processing entities for the re-identification of personal data, non-personal data, meaning what that thing which is not covered, put a penalty for that also should be covered. Indirectly also, your data should not be leaked or taken by the people. Another gap is the inability of the proposed data protection board, meaning under this bill there is a board, data protection board. They do not have suo motu power. Suo motu power means investigating by themselves. They can only investigate when somebody complains that my privacy is getting affected. Okay, one exception is given. Exception is, only thing they can do by themselves is, already in the act certain things will be written, right? Like implement that, implement this, that things they can do by themselves. That you don't need any more instructions. But investigation on something or a penalty and all will be done only when, like, if I have some problem, I have to go and complain. They will themselves not do anything. Okay, they will not find out that the food app, Zomato, Swiggy is taking our data and sharing. They will not directly go and investigate Zomato. We have to tell our personal thing and our query alone they will work on. So that again author is complaining. Due to ever evolving and complex nature of data processing, users will always be a step behind entities which make use of their data. For example, food delivery app can take all the data and sell it to the data brokers, which is in violation. So individually, I don't have much resources or these things to go and fight with these companies and all these things. Or if I go and resolve, only my case will get resolved. What about the others? So the board, on the other hand, may be in a better position to proceed against the food app directly, okay, on behalf of all the affected users. So this is also missing, the power of the data protection board. That is what they are telling. And last they are telling, it is not a novel suggestion, meaning it's not a new suggestion. This thing is already there in our other bodies. We have a Competition Commission of India. They have the power to initiate inquiries on its own. Okay, they are the ones who check like whether there is competition is fair. Okay, like Jio does lot of offers and this thing and all, then it will be problem for Airtel and other people. So there is the competition is getting hampered. So that and all is looked by Competition Commission of India. So they have the power to inquire on its own. So this provision should be added to the DPDP bill also, that allows the data protection board to initiate complaint on its own. Okay. So this will allow implementation in a significant way and make for a more future-proof legislation. Okay. Now the last article, wrestlers issue. This you have seen already. You people would be following news and all. They were protesting. Even the farmers and all joined, and it became very big protest. But finally they agreed because other upcoming games and all coming, and also most of them are already placed in government jobs through sports. So they had to enter back the job also. So finally they had a closed door meeting and solved. The same thing they have told in 3-4 pages. Okay, that's why I told today's articles, content is not very good. Even though the issues are good, the content inside that, whoever has written that, is written very poorly. Okay, or very in a complicated way. So overall the conclusion they are telling is, this wrestlers issue is weakening our rule of law. Okay, rule of law which we have, that everybody should have equal protection and all these things, is not being done. So two reasons they are telling. One is trust deficit in the colonial model of law, meaning our laws are, most of the things are even now British laws which we are still following. So people have lost faith in that. Second one, the faith oriented majoritarian reimagination, meaning the different people has different beliefs and different things and all. They don't believe in the Indian laws anymore. Okay, or they have their own religion specific something which they prefer, or they prefer this personal law also should be considered. So that also happens in multiple communities and religions. So two reasons that the trust in the main law is going. Okay. So this sexual harassment case, actually someone sexually harassed a player who was, I think, even minor. So because of that, the January 23 onwards, 2023, wrestlers began the Dharna in Jantar Mantar. That is the area where all the protest happens in New Delhi. So sports minister gave it to an oversight committee, but there was no outcome. Then the wrestlers decided to again do the big protest in April month. Okay, January it started, then they waited for response. April again they continued. You would have seen the visuals, police taking them and going and all. In April, they got a lot of support. Okay, first they didn't get. April, because of social media outburst and all, it was better organized, more public support. They also approached the Supreme Court of India, and the Chief Justice also passed orders telling that FIR should be registered or filed against that person. Okay, that person who is the culprit here, or who is the alleged culprit. Okay. After the court order, Delhi registered 2 FIR. Well, full technical details, one under the Indian Penal Code, IPC, all these sections, section 354A, B, D, all these things, and then under the POCSO Act, because the minor, it was a minor. Okay, Protection of Children from Sexual Offenders Act. So with 2 FIRs being registered, this came into criminal justice domain. It got more media attention and everything. And the alleged perpetrator this time, okay, meaning that person, he started his own followers, and they started telling bad things about these wrestlers, and opposite to are started in the social media, that they are simply doing it for show. There is no proof. They are simply doing fake things for getting attention, like that, many things. So that happened. You would have seen all this. And finally, what happened, as I told, this issue was so big that Home Ministry had to come in. Home Ministry tried to have a closed door meeting with individually with these wrestlers, and told, like, get back into the government job which you are there. And it's a case, it is in sub judice, it is in the court. So legally fight it. Don't, in the public, don't create this problem where everybody are leaving all their jobs and coming and sitting in the road and ground and all. It's causing public issue. Okay, so you should understand our country's situation, and you should get back to work and then continue to fight in the court. We will also support you. That's how it ended. Okay, in the month of June, it ended. But author is not happy with all these things. That's why he's written all these complications. Okay, and you, because you're a UPSC aspirant, you have to read it one more time. So after the first sitting, they're telling this Delhi police. First thing, they're blaming the Delhi police. The author is blaming the Delhi police that first itself they could have taken this Criminal Procedure Act CRPC section 156, where any officer is there or any magistrate is there, they have power to put an FIR or investigate and question the person and all, but nothing Delhi police did. Also, they are telling there is this section 166A in the amended penal code of 2013, where the yellow one, non-recording of information about sexual offences is actually an offence punishable up to 2 years. Meaning, if you don't record and take details and start investigating, that is an offence. Delhi police is actually liable to punishment in this thing. Okay, as per the 2013 section. Okay, and that section came when laid down in the ruling in Lalita Kumari, some case, 2013. Okay, that case also in this article was detailedly explained. I did not take it and I did not put in the slide because I didn't think it was useful for your exam. But just as a story, you can understand. There was a case, that time this thing was done, and that also was not followed by this Delhi police. And FIR now in POCSO Act it is. And even after this, everything is done, POCSO Act is done. Even now, a single time that person is not called for questioning or any investigation, nothing is done. That person is still continuing his social media campaign against the wrestlers. Okay, he has his own public support. So what kind of justice is this? What kind of way the case is going? The author is not at all happy. Okay, and Supreme Court, some other cases also referred here, where the magistrate or these people are given power. Okay, this Sakiri Vasu as a state of UP, they have the power to monitor and investigate in the event of any abuse of power. Okay, so this is also there. So when we have this much ruling, this much judgment, CRPC, IPC, why Delhi police or magistrate did not take any case against this person, this culprit? Okay, so sadly, the survivors have by and large had a raw deal. Okay, meaning that closed door meeting, and then it is like kind of that case is gone now. Okay, nobody is talking about it now, because Indian people also, you know, when a new case comes, now latest is Manipur violence and that woman issue and all. Now people are walking behind that. After 2 days something will happen, we all will go behind that. We doesn't go back one single case. Okay, few years it was like Sushant and his suicide and murder. Now nobody cares. Sushant died, only his family has lost. We Indians and full world people are like this only. We don't care of any issues. We that time want to create all the drama, and then after that go to the next issue, and the next issue comes. Okay, so again they are telling last conclusion, rule of law is hampered, but we are not alone in such a fight. Entire world, every democracy, this rule of law is getting weakened now. That is why maybe there was a symposium or a conference, Stockholm Criminology Symposium, which happened in June. The theme itself was principled and equitable law enforcement. Okay, meaning this law issue is there across the world. So that is why it is even talked in multiple foreign forums also. You can quote these kind of things if a rule of law question come. Okay, across the world it's issue, not only India. So this was the articles. As I told, it was not very specific to UPSC this time, but these stories are important because now next time when this issues comes again detailing, you will understand better than others. Okay, so again go and read that interview also, which is given in the newspaper, because I don't want to read it that way. And if any more things, you can tell in comment section. If you are new to this channel, WhatsApp number is given. Get the foundation. With that only proceed. Okay, so I'll wind up this video. Thank you and have a nice day.